Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers lose midday game at crypto.com arena to the Portland Trailblazers 106-104. And boy, was it a very frustrating basketball game to witness if you were a Laker fan. If you were a Portland fan, it was Dame Lillard being Dame. He dropped 41 on our heads and did it in spectacular fashion, as always. One of the great scorers in NBA history. Definitely vintage Dame performance. I'm frustrated. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I've been really trying to figure out exactly how I want to approach because it's a midday afternoon and I'm watching basketball and I'm excited about my team. I've conditioned myself to understand that we can't do certain things. We have to play a certain way, and I feel like we're doing certain things that really, really expose our weaknesses. And at this point, um, I just want to see some changes made quickly. But there's an aside going on right now to all of this. And the aside is I'm really not liking some of the decisions I'm seeing just in general surrounding the concerns of the team. What I mean by that, let me explain myself. Our team doesn't shoot very well. We do have the Russell Westbrook piece that's not really working out. We have some other issues going on with basketball IQ on the floor. All right. But we're also having some issues with our strategic IQ as well, because some of the stuff that we're trying to do strategically does not make any sense. This is the second game in a row where our coach has substituted Russell Westbrook in the game with like 3 minutes to go on a stretch of a basketball game. Now, we understand that Russell Westbrook has done some fantastic things in both this game and the last game, even though he's had some struggles just like everyone else shooting the ball. But that's not the point. Our team is constructed in a way that makes it so that Russell Westbrook is a piece that doesn't fit just by nature. We've said this a million times. It's understood. It's not about whether or not he's trying hard and not getting it right. His piece just doesn't fit because of the other players on the floor and how they have to operate in order to function around him. And I get frustrated when I say this because it's like it's as if people don't understand this in our organization. And it's it's an easy thing to understand. So when you put him on the floor down the stretch of a basketball game, when we're already struggling with other issues, it kind of plays into the frustration of the team because they're like, yo, why are you putting this guy on the floor when we know we're struggling? You know we're having a hard time. We have natural issues shooting the ball, which means we have to play a very unconventional way. Why in the heck are you putting a player on the floor that already makes it difficult to begin with? Stop putting him in the game, yo. What I saw tonight was bad body language by LeBron James, and I know why. Because he's frustrated at the fact that he has to deal with all this, even though he created all this himself. But the point is we're not doing enough to help ourselves. We got players on this team. Basketball IQ is very, very low, man. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There are a couple guys, and the stuff that they've done over these last couple games makes me really wonder if they're going to have a future in this league. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being serious. Certain decisions that you just don't see very often on a basketball floor in the NBA. And it's because players like this don't really get too many opportunities to play this much. You know, Damian Jones particularly has really, really struggled. And even though he did some good things out there because we repeatedly got him the ball in the paint to do what he did, his struggles really glared on both ends of the floor. Kendrick Nunn is one of the most hot and cold players I've seen. I don't know of anybody that runs hotter and colder than him. When he's on, woo, he can really, really help you. When he's off, there are few players play worse than him on the floor. He's the worst player on the floor. Like, literally. He was the worst player on the floor tonight, and he was the worst player on the floor in the last game, too. Like, completely the worst player. And everything he did was to be questioned out there. His shot selection, the way he played defense, all of it. It was just not on par. And then it's like, okay, I like Walker a lot for our offensive technique. What we're doing, trying to slash at the basket, trying to attack from behind the arc, even though it's not his strength. You know, he has it in his arsenal to be a shot maker at times. He's a weapon. But when it comes down to the stretch of basketball games and you're going up against one of the best closers in the history of the sport, you should never, ever, ever isolate one of your very worst on-ball defenders onto that player. We did it twice. We left him on an island with Dame Lillard tonight down the stretch of a basketball game. That's not Walker's fault that he didn't get the stop. That's no one's fault that they don't get the stop. I don't think too many players on our team can get the stop. But we have many options that leave us in better situations than what we left Walker in there, right there. Having to contest Dame Lillard down the stretch of a basketball game, down the closing seconds of a basketball game. You think Walker's going to have any success by himself? Some of the best defenders in the league don't have success in that situation, but you're going to put a bad defender on them? And so it's not that he did it once. He did it more than once. This happened twice. Dame got 2 clutch buckets on Walker by himself. It was no help defense, no double team, just Walker, Dame, and the space necessary to take the shot. If I'm Dame Lillard, I'm looking at Coach Ham like feeling disrespected, sir. You got to put somebody else on me. You can't do that. I'm gonna shoot you down when you do that every time. That's how you play to lose. That's how you coach yourself into a 3rd straight loss. By isolating Lonnie Walker the 4th on Dame Lillard down the stretch of a basketball game. And then I saw some more ineptitude on the other side, just blew my mind. I don't know what Billups was doing, leaving LeBron James in a situation where he could just walk straight down the lane and dunk the ball on the following possession, which was really crazy. And then we can get on to Russell Westbrook and the play where he decided he was going to take a corner bank shot when we're up by 1, when he knows he can't hit a bucket to save his soul. We're up by 1. And he decides to take it upon himself to take an ill-advised shot. That didn't have anyone in position to rebound it, out of rhythm. And this is a situation where I'm reading the whole thing. I'm watching everybody reacting to everything. LeBron James' body language gets more bad body language from other players. And that's kind of what we're seeing down there. But it started with the substitution of putting this man in the game. It started with the isolation of putting Walker on Dame in the first place to get torched. Once you start allowing your strategy to look that bad, players start losing faith in what it is that they're doing. This is why it's very difficult for teams like the Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets to win, because you hire rookie coaches, they do rookie things, and then these old vets and these guys just lose interest in what they're doing. Instead of staying focused on what they need to do to fix the problem, they become a part of the problem. And that's exactly what LeBron James was tonight. A big part of the problem. I got the stats. I didn't play around with this one. I wrote everything down I needed to know what I was talking about. I have every intention of taking up a lot of your time, so bear with me. But this was an awful basketball game to watch, and it's even more frustrating to talk about, to be honest with you. But I'm looking at LeBron James' stats right now, and the stats are great. 31 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, +2, 4 turnovers. But let me tell you, a lot of what went wrong out there was him. Not having the right body language out there, taking ill-advised 3-point shots from 50 feet away like he's Trae Young, throwing possessions away, doing this nonsense. Your team is struggling, can't hit a 3-point shot to save his life. You know damn well that's the problem. But you're going to shoot. What this man shoot? Some ridiculous amount. A lot. Put it like that, a lot. And it just gets to a point where it's like, bro, you know your team is struggling. You know they're in a space where they're frustrated. You got to be the one that's focused on what needs to be done in order for us to succeed. And it's not enough just to do the stats. I know we're chasing this guy, chasing that guy, and I know you don't think we probably can win this way. But we have to stay focused on what it is we need to do to get to the point where we can make the trade, so we can get to a point where we can do something. And if that isn't possible, if we're losing faith in what it is that we're doing, we've already passed the point of requesting trades and thinking it makes sense to not trade second round picks or first picks. You know what I'm saying? We've committed to making the trades necessary to make this team a win now team for you. You got to get that team to that point. And days like today, we left games on the board. We left a game on the board. Straight up. There was no reason for Dame to walk into our building and get this victory today. They didn't play well enough for that. I'm just going to be honest with you. And this is the second game in a row, just like with the Clipper game, where we allowed a center to be the only center on the floor for their team. Because if you look on their depth chart, they don't have a center. Just like the Clippers, they're tiny. And we allowed Nurkic to stay out there with 3 fouls. Didn't take it to him. Allowed him to eat. Not like Zubac. But the point is we need to be able to create size advantages. So one of the most primary things we need to do is get the big in foul trouble, especially when they don't have any backups. Most of these teams got 4 bigs, 3 bigs. These 2 teams we just saw only have 1, and we allowed them to stay on the floor the whole damn game. And I'm just like, what are we doing, man? We had 66 points in the paint. If I'm not mistaken, we had 60 points at the paint through the third quarter. Like, at some point in time, we just stopped trying to do the same things that were working. I got to give a heads up to Patrick Beverley, even though he didn't get away with this. I thought it was a very brilliant play that he did, where he flopped off of Nusef Nurkic. He knew the play that they were going to run was a screen, and Russell Westbrook had just missed that terrible shot that he should not have taken when we were up by 1. And, of course, Patrick Beverley, while everybody else was sitting there reeling at the idea of this man actually taking the shot, he was strategizing a way to get the possession back instantaneously. And so I just thought that showed a very unique intelligence and a different frequency, so to speak, that he would be on, that would allow him to have that type of strategy in the presence of such frustration from most. So I thought that was really dope, just to see that somebody like Patrick Beverley is still trying to find a way to win, while 99% of the minds are probably just sitting there like, what just happened right now? So I really thought that was a really, really dope thing. It didn't work, though, and I think the referees did a good job of looking at it and then calling it right. Unlike the play earlier where someone actually stepped on someone's foot, I think someone stepped on Braun's foot. They went and looked at it and then called it the wrong way. We all saw it. He stepped on his foot. That should have been a foul on Dame. But anyway, so, yeah, I'm just like, this is one of those games where I can honestly say, man, I would have been happy not to have seen it. This ran my blood pressure up. I'm cussing. I'm putting out all kinds of bad energy as I'm speaking and watching this game. It just was not very fun to watch my team struggle in this way, especially when I know we're going up against a one-man team. Portland Trailblazers wasn't really doing nothing. If you look at the box score, it's Dame with 41, and then it's like the rest of the guys just kind of chipping in as they needed to. You know, that's pretty much it. It was 106, 104. He had half their points. And we left him with single coverage when it mattered most. And it ain't enough that we left him with single coverage. We put one of our worst defenders on him. Someone that doesn't even match up in height. Genie pays too much in luxury tax for this bullcrap. Too much. And I'm telling you, if Ron is at a space where he doesn't want to do this 2-point thing, where we have to run twos and that's it, we're in a space where we're going to have to make decisions for the organization. Now, I don't like going back to places where I don't like going to as it pertains to walking back commitment. But if guys aren't going to be committed, then the organization is going to have to make real decisions. Now, that doesn't mean I trust the organizations to make real decisions, because it seems to me that they're slow to do so. All of this is an organizational decision that hasn't been made properly. Jeanie Buss needs to send Russell Westbrook home. And it's getting to a point where, as a fan, I'm starting to get angry. Because you know that you're not doing him any favors. You know you're not doing us any favors. And if you look at those last 3 plays down the stretch of the game, we lost it because of him. We lost it because of him. Not because of the shot that he made, just because of the presence of all of it. There's no bad body language if he's not there. Because guys are more so focused on the main problem, which is the fact that we can't shoot. Not 2 main problems, which is the fact that we can't shoot and we don't have a fitting team because we have to keep working him into. And then you couple it with the ineptitude of some of these players that just can't seem to think their way through things. I mean, it's getting to a point where he's losing his focus. And we ain't going to be able to make it if he loses his focus because, again, we have issues that we require focus in order to fix. Now, our team needs to be shooting, in my mind, 18 three-point shots to match the percentages that we're taking. We shouldn't be shooting no more than 18. You know, you walk away from the game having shot 18%, 6 of 33. 6 of 33. And mind you, they improved to 18%. As we were saying in the last game, they shot poorly and started getting better. Yeah, that's how this went too. They were 6% at the half. Austin Reeves hit half of his threes. If it wasn't for him, it would be a lot worse, obviously. And you think we would use him correctly? No. Still ain't using him right. You think we would see Wenyen Gabriel out there? No. No minutes. Like, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired, man. Because we just went through a season of ineptitude in an entirely different way. It was stupidity every night, man. Every night. It wasn't just like, oh, we didn't know. 82 games of just water torture, man. I'm telling you, it was bad. Just a drop of bad every night. And now it's starting to look like the same thing. And we don't have patience for it as a fan base. We're going to start booing people for real. You're going to stop seeing people stop up for, you know. You're going to start seeing the change in people's attitude as it pertains to the patience we have. Here's nothing. Not when we see stuff that just isn't smart. We can deal with guys not being able to function in terms of shooting the ball. Hey, not everybody can shoot, man. But just blatant ineptitude is going to be intolerable. Okay? That's what it comes down to. So it starts at the top. It starts with good, smart decisions at the top. And then the first order of business is sending Russell Westbrook home so our team can make a bit more sense. That really needs to happen. That really needs to happen. And anything after that is a byproduct of this not being taken care of, in my opinion. Because I feel like the coach is distracted. I feel like the players are distracted. And I feel like Russell Westbrook is just completely outside of himself in a very negative way as it pertains to playing basketball right now. He needs to retire right away. After what we saw tonight, that man don't have a whole lot. He don't. Because it came down to a situation where at the end of the game, we're in position to where there's no defenders around him. He could have drove to the basket. He could have did a million different things, and he pulled up for a out-of-rhythm bad shot. We're winning. We're not even down. We're up. Like the level of mental, just being completely away from what it takes to be a winner in the situation. That's where he was at. He was on that island. That I can lose for us island, and as opposed to let me help us win. Because that's what I saw. That was a losing play. That's something you do when you don't want to get the victory. And this man's going to sabotage us. Which I don't think he's actually doing. But when I look at stuff like that, I have to say, what am I supposed to say as a fan? And this is to somebody who's eating $47 million of our cap and he's doing stuff like this. What am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to keep pointing out the good things that he does? He only had a couple turnovers tonight. I know Russell fans want us to be really kind. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. But it's not even about him. It's about how everybody else playing around him. Patrick Beverley. I like the +7, 1 for 3, 2 turnovers. He's starting to step his game up. But I need more production from the offensive end. I really do need more than one bucket, bro. When the team is struggling, we need more than one bucket. I love what I saw from Anthony Davis, majority of the game. But at the end of the day, he did not have enough help in the paint. It came down to him having 5 fouls. Why does Anthony Davis have 5 fouls when he's the most important player we got? Outside of LeBron James, of course. But in this situation, when he's playing better than Bron in my mind, he literally was. Why in the heck are we funneling the defense toward him with 5 fouls and an opportunity at possibly overtime? And we know we can't function without him at all. That's why he didn't foul. And LeBron James was a bit frustrated, I believe, in that play that I've seen down the stretch in my mind, because Anthony Davis didn't foul and allowed the attacking player to get the layup. But Anthony needs to be available for the next play. If he gets that foul, he's out for the rest of the game. So this is a situation where it's like AD has to make a decision. Are you going to get your sixth foul in that situation? Yes, because you don't want to give up 2 points, because otherwise those 2 points give us a loss. But at the same time, we got to know better than to have him in that situation in the first place, which is what I'm most talking about, is creating opportunities for guys to not make certain mistakes. Walker's going to be a deficient player in that defensive situation, so you don't put him in that defensive situation. You know, Damian Jones is going to brick all his 3-point shots, so you don't ask him to shoot 3-point shots. Kendrick Nunn's running around doing nothing. So what do? You sit him down. You know, I mean, it's certain things. It's like we just got to work around our deficiencies. In 10 minutes, man gave me 0 for 3, 2 turnovers, and 3 fouls. That's Kendrick Nunn, man. He managed to get a dime, though. He got an assist. But, I mean, like, 5 infractions in a matter of 10 minutes, and you missed 3 shots on top of that? What? After the game you just had, that's what you did tonight? With your minutes? No, I can't. And you took our mid-level exception last year and didn't play a single game? No. Hell no. Nope. And this type of stuff makes you just say, you know what, blow it up. This type of stuff that will make you not even want to do this. Why are we going to send Kyrie? Why are we going to bring Kyrie to this? He's already in Brooklyn. He don't need to come to this. Let's just be honest. We're sitting up here saying, oh, Kyrie's going to come. He's in an equal situation right now. Because if he leaves there and comes here, we got the same problems. Different types of problems, but it's all a negative, man. It's all a very, very, very non-winnable situation. Because at the end of the day, we need to get smarter and better at shooting the basketball. If we don't get both, we ain't going nowhere. We can bring all the shooters in the world. If we're going to continue to put our worst defenders on the best players, what the hell you think we're going to win? Nothing. You're going to win nothing. You know, it was so many times where I saw a shorter person trying to contest a taller person's shot. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the sequence in various different ways. At least 5 times. Coach Ham, you have to match up size, bro. You have to. You can't leave people who are too short to be on the floor, fam. This is why I'm saying, and it starts at the top too. This is why I'm saying, go back and get 40 Jones. Mason Jones is about 6'8", 6'9", and he plays like a guard. It eliminates these issues. When you make sure that everybody's of a certain height, you eliminate these issues. You can't put Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly on the floor at the same time. They're both about 6'1", man. They're going up against 6'5" guys. It doesn't work. There's just certain stuff that's like, man, Austin Reeves is a point guard. He's such a phenomenal feel player. And what I mean by that is he looks at what's going on and he does what he needs to do to be a part of it when he's playing well. He knows that we are inept shooting the ball. He also knows that everybody thinks he can shoot it very well. So he's one of the greatest threats we have out there until the NBA understands that he's not a shooter like that, or until he does hit his shots like that. It's always a situation where he can pretend he's a shooter and he's not. It works in our favor. We saw it work in our favor a lot tonight, and we got away from it. You set him down. Why'd you sit him down a stretch of a game? Let me say this to everybody who doesn't know. Austin Reeves is clutch. He plays better when the game starts to close. He's one of those. It's just like his gift. As the game gets closer, he gets more focused. He seems to get more keened in on what he needs to do to help the team win. He needs to be on the floor down the stretch of games. Russell Westbrook, putting him in down the stretch of a game is a political move, man. It's a political move. It's something you do to keep the peace, but here's the problem. You ain't keeping the peace doing this. It creates more problems. You may be able to shut his mouth, but now you got 8 other people pissed off because they lost because of this nonsense. I'm going to need Jeannie Buss to make good decisions now. That's where I'm at with it. I'm going to need her to make good decisions because there's no ineptitude that doesn't start with her making the wrong moves. She has to make good moves right now. That's what it is. I supported the idea of getting Rob Pelinka his extension. A lot of people don't support it. I've explained why I do. But I do think it would also make a lot of sense for him to be able to prove that he can put smart, intelligent role players around LeBron James. With all due respect, that is not what he's done. However that's played out, that's not what he's done. And we got to be real about that. You got to be real about that. Sometimes you got to make people further prove themselves before you give them what it is that you ultimately know you should. You know what I'm saying? I think this is one of those. Probably could have held out a little bit. Because what I'm seeing down there is just players that are just not getting it done. Some of these dudes shouldn't even be in the league. And I felt that way last year too. Some of them dudes shouldn't have been in the league. I know we have a little bit of money, but I always say you got to make sure you do good with what it is that you have. If you have $50, you got to bring back the most you can. I'm looking at these dudes and I'm telling you, no, we can do better. We got better players in the G League than some of the dudes we got down there right now. I'm just telling the truth. This ain't no lie. I've seen them with my own eyes. McCoy, Foy Jones, Huff. Those guys are upgrades from some of the dudes I'm talking about right now. They're just better players. Pippen is a better player than some dudes I'm playing. I'm serious, man. Christie should have been played. Wenyen Gabriel should have been played. Max Christie should have been played. We're not doing anything. We suck. There's no reason for our young players to be sitting waiting for an opportunity. They have their opportunity. The guys who are playing aren't getting it done. That's the opportunity right there. Stop this politic ball and do what you need to do to win games. That's the only way you're going to get out of these struggles you're in. Because I'm telling you right now, these dudes don't have no resale value. I hate to be that kind of guy, but this is exactly the game. Some of them dudes who are playing, no matter how much we play them, they're not going to get any better, and because of it, we're not going to be trading them for nothing. We need to get Austin Reeves, Wenyen Gabriel, all these other guys, the ones that we're acting like they cannot play when they really can. We need to play them like they really can, up their trade value, and flip them for something that can get us out of this situation. It's your only hope, Lakers. Living in denial, thinking you can keep this Hollywood crap up. If you can't see that the league is changing and that you need depth and flexibility and young players in the future, if you can't see that you need better than this, then you are going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to have a hard time getting good talent for a long time. This is day one of us beginning to be the new Clippers. If that's, seriously, we will be that. With Ballmer's deep pockets, we will be the Clippers for the next 15 years if we keep operating the way we've been operating for the last 10. Mortgaging our future for quick and easy opportunities to championships. Look at where it's gotten us. And I look at LeBron James, I say, for all you've done, man, you got to get your focus on games like this. This is a game where your body language you need to be a damn surgeon out there with all the problems we got. This ain't the time to have mental fatigue. This ain't the time to be thinking about other things. This ain't the time to be looking on low frequency saying, man, we can't get it done. No, you need to be thinking about what you need to do to ensure that we do get it done, because you're the guy. Like, literally. You're him. You call yourself the king. That's it. I just feel like what we're getting from him is frustration. Like, I can't do it. And what I'm saying is, bro, I'm seeing in my head there's a way. But we do have to do certain things differently. We just have to continue to attack the paint. We had 60-something points in the paint. 66 points in the paint. We worked our progressions to get good shots in the paint as much as we wanted to. It was when we went to you, LeBron James, and you threw possessions away that things started to fall apart, where other guys started to swag their shoulders and stop hustling as hard and stop stepping up and putting their hands up like they were supposed to. It's because you kept throwing away the ball, man. You'll see it in the film. I'm not saying something that people won't see. They'll see it. You don't care about your stats. You're never going to care about your stats. Just like I was able to see Russell Westbrook had a good game against the Clippers at 0-11, I could totally see LeBron James had a bad game at 31, 8, and 8 and a +2. I could totally see that. It was bad. I don't care what nobody says. He did not. He was a big, huge part of what went wrong out there tonight. And I like AD on the defensive end. Them blocks, he had 6 blocks, something like that. Fantastic defense. Fantastic. But we didn't help him. Had him out there with LeBron James and 3 small players. Have we not learned anything in that regard? Did we not learn that we need to have Wenyen Gabriel, I'm going to say this 106 times, Wenyen Gabriel or Juan Toscano Anderson on the floor with AD at all times if he's going to be center. because they can do the things that help him secure the boards that he ultimately never gets. I'm just telling the truth. He don't be getting those boards, man. But when he has those other guys down there to help him, we secure them. He needs help. He can't be down there with Bron. Bron is not that. That is the point. Let me key in on what it is I'm trying to say. LeBron James ain't that. LeBron James is yet another small player that cannot help him in the paint the way he needs to. This is fact. This is a fact. You need to have somebody down there that's a bruiser. And then with the collaboration of that person and LeBron James, we'll secure all the boards. We'll secure everything. But they cannot be the two bigs, man. We learned that last year with Frank Vogel, and we're learning it this year the same way. Bron and AD are not bigs. Period. And you throw Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly and then Walker on the floor with him or none. If you think for 1 second you're going to have any success doing that, you're going to find out, as we did tonight, that you will not. It doesn't work. 37 got no minutes tonight. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. We shot what from three? And the only guy who can shoot didn't play at all? 18.29% from three, and Coach Ham didn't put the man in the game for a single second. Nah, buddy. I like the turnovers. 13 turnovers as a team. I can live with that. 66 points in the paint to their 38. Hey, we control the fact that they didn't score in our paint very well. We clearly have the players who can do that. AD was taking care of business in that way. They weren't getting in the paint like that. But he had to give up 5 fouls. 44% for both teams shooting the ball from the field. Not very good. 80 percentile for us from free throw. We can live with that. We definitely like the fact that we're doing that. But 12 boards we lost. 52-40. We lost the rebounding total. Gave up 13 offensive rebounds. That's what I'm talking about. You're giving up 13 offensive boards. You know why that is? 39-30. We got out-rebounded on the defensive boards by 9. Got steals. We lead the league in steals. We're a great defensive team, which is why it's frustrating, because we can do good things on the defensive end. We just throw away possessions. Work so hard on defense just to jack up a three. And it let it be the GOAT player, no less, doing it. Just like, I'm going to shoot it from 70 feet away. Bro, I could have shot my TV screen looking at that nonsense. I was hot. I ain't been that man watching basketball in a long time. I can't accept bad play from bad players. You simply can extract them. But when great players play like they don't care, you're going to see an unhappy BDF 44. And that's exactly what I got from Bron. Like, I just can't win, so F it. Look, and Russell Westbrook, same thing. They're not giving me the ball. Look at all this space I'm getting. Y'all want me to pass it? Yes, fool, you to miss all the threes. We need you to pass it. Yes. Don't be upset that you need to pass the ball when you have all that space. You got all that space because you cannot hit shots. And then your body language is going to get bad in that situation. So now you're going to go turning around and shooting a bad little side jumper right here when you know that's a bad play. You know it ain't going in. You know it ain't going to help us. You know it's just going to piss everybody off. If you want to give us the finger, do it the right way. Leave. Don't sabotage our situation. And that goes for anybody, not just Russell Westbrook. I mean it. I would rather you leave than not play well or not play hard or not want to do it or not believe or whatever. We can't shoot threes. We can't play D. We can't score in the paint at an above average rate. We play to our strengths because we have the players to do it. You don't sulk about what you can't do. You do what you can and you make the others adjust. Stop being, and you know what I want to say, but that's exactly how I feel. I think guys is acting a little female doggish right now. Lace up your bootstraps. Y'all professionals. Score in the paint. That's what you can do. Russell Westbrook scores in the paint. LeBron James scores in the paint. Anthony Davis scores in the paint. Walker scores in the paint. Keep hammering people. Get in the paint. Get foul trouble on everybody on the other team. They're going to have to sit down. You're going to expose exactly how shallow these teams are. They ain't as deep as they think they are. We're going to show them how deep they're not when they continue to get hammered in the paint messing with us. But if y'all too scared to play that way because everybody needs to be Golden State and you're afraid you're going to get blown out, then you're going to find out that you're going to get blown out. Because you're not going to play to your strengths. You're going to shoot the ball. They're going to get easy buckets. You're going to have an easy night because they don't have to work that hard on defense. All they got to do is leave you back there and you're going to play right into their hands. But if you bring it to them, you're going to find out that they're not equipped to defend what it is that you bring to the table. But if you're too busy sulking about what you're not, then you're never going to find that out. You could change the game the way we're playing and reset it back to the way it should be, where everybody wasn't shooting 63s a game. But y'all too afraid to be trailblazers. You're worried about what you can't do. You ain't realize that you're one of the best at something else, and that's called scoring in the paint. If you notice, we almost averaged 60 points in the paint a game. Scored 60 against the Golden State Warriors. Nobody talked about it. I told you we did that. We did it again tonight. You can score at will in the paint. That's what we should be doing. We're built to do that. They're just afraid to run it. And it's pissing me off because I would shoot 18 threes a game. I would do it 82 games a year, and I'd make the damn playoffs. Why? Because I got a bunch of pros that are built to do that. They're built to do that. And guess what? The rest of the league is not. They're built to defend the opposite of that. You use that energy in your favor. That's how you approach everything we have to do. Just like I said, we don't shoot the three well. What do we have to do? Shoot more threes? Hell no. Get better at rebounding three. You know what's going to break. Get better at rebounding it. That's how you handle every bit of this. What can't you do? You work around that. You get good at what you need to get good at so you can be who you need to be. And all this sulking, we can't do it, we can't shoot threes. And none of y'all worthy of wearing the purple and gold playing like that. You know what Kobe had to do when he was told he had to be a point guard? He passed the rock. This is somebody who wants to shoot 40 shots a game. Knew he was passing the scrubs, but he was told to pass the rock. You need to set up the offense or we ain't going to have no team. And you know what he did? He was our point guard. He didn't sulk about it. He did what he had to do. So you think I'm going to take this from any of y'all? Any of y'all? You better remember who we grew up on. You better remember what this did, where this is. This is LA. We grew up on Kobe. He won a championship on a broken hand. I ain't taking nothing from none of y'all. So that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I feel a lot better too, getting that off my chest, because I take a lot of pride in this, obviously. And I think most of the players do, but right now I'm looking around at a bunch of people who are just not handling what we have properly. And I can live with deficiencies. Deficiencies are fine. But what I cannot do is deal with people losing faith in what it is that they're supposed to be doing because they cannot play the way they want to play. Unacceptable. This is the Los Angeles Lakers who won 17 championships a million different ways. Before they started putting a three-point arc down there, we were winning championships. Don't tell me you can't win this way. We've already won this way. We dominated the league this way. And we can reset it. Score in the paint. We're shooting for 18, so that's all we should be shooting for, is it not? 18 championship rings, 18 three-point shots. You shoot more than that, you're going to lose the game. You shoot that many, you probably win. Because what you've done is taken it to the other team. And you know what you don't do? Wear their asses out. They're going to be tired, they're going to be in foul trouble, they're going to be frustrated because you're not taking the threes that they're equipped to defend. You're forcing them to use the size that they do not have, most of them. And those who do, let's hope they're smart enough to understand how to play against an unorthodox squad like us. Because if they're not, they're going to run into the same problems any of them other teams are as well. You got 6 fouls, use them. That's what I'm telling every team against us. You got them big, tall players, you better use them. Because we're coming in the paint. We're coming. But if that ain't going to be the mentality, guys, we're scared. We can't win this way. I don't want to do this. If that's what it's going to be, and you ain't looking to patch up holes, then you're going to lose. You're going to suck. We're going to talk about it, and it's just going to be a waste of time. But if you shift and just let yourself be who you are, start playing that way, start catering your offense that way, and keep on working as hard as you've been doing on defense, you're going to find out the wins are going to pile out. They will. These teams are not equipped for us. They don't want to play against a team like us. Nobody does. Be yourself, Lakers. The smart version, though. Forgive my energy if it ain't too good, but I'm just being exactly how I feel. I'm letting it be organic today. You probably would have heard more cussing, but trying to be respectful in that way. This game wasn't about the numbers, man. Like I said, 41 for Dame, he gets the game ball. I don't know what people saw. I didn't listen to no commentary. For all I know, everybody's going to say Bron played great. I saw what I saw. He didn't give us what he was supposed to. And it starts with body language and intention. I know it's 12:30, bro, but you got to play hard, man. And play smart. And throwing possessions away when you know this team has the type of issues we have, as hard as we work on D, you shouldn't want to do that. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.